How we doing today, neighbors? Ian with eTrailer here. Today we're going to be looking at the Roadmaster 12-volt outlet kit on our 2018 Jeep Wrangler JL. And if you're here watching this video, more than likely you're looking at portable braking systems or something you're going to need constant 12-volt power to, and this Roadmaster kit's going to fulfill that. And this kit is going to come with the bracket for the 12-volt outlet here, so it's going to make it really easy to get that mounted up under the dash to be able to throw in whatever accessory you're using. It does feature a fused link at the positive side where it connects to the battery, so that's going to be beneficial in protecting any accessory you've got tied into that system. This 12-volt system is going to be a pretty easy install. We've just got the two wires coming through the firewall, one of them going across the engine compartment to the battery, and then we found a negative post that we'll talk about just directly to the body. Now, with the install, I wouldn't say it's too involved, definitely something you could do at home, but getting through that firewall at times can be a little tricky. So if it's not something you feel like tackling, please do use our dealer locator, and we'd be happy to get you set up with a trained professional to install that. Otherwise, for those DIYers, let's go ahead and hop into that install. We will need to run our 12-volt wires through the firewall. What I've found is there's a good grommet up to the right of our brake booster here. So we could just take a pair of needle nose and grab one of the tabs on that grommet, and we'll give that a good pull, and that'll come out. With the grommet removed, we will need to pass through the two wires for the 12-volt outlet. So we'll just drill a nice big hole dead center of those for that to pass through. And with the grommet still removed, we'll run either a piece of wire or a fish wire through the firewall. And you can reach it with your hand, so if you didn't want to run the fish wire, you can do this with two people. Somebody can just reach down and pull that through while you're out here on the outside. And before we hook to the fish tape, we're going to run on the bracket. So we want the teeth facing towards the wires, and we'll just go over all of those, bringing that down to the outlet. And then once we get to the outlet, we'll just shove the end into those three teeth, and that will sit like that. And then we will take our wires and our fish tape here. We're going to tape those together. And then we'll head back up to the engine bay. And we're going to go ahead and fish those wires through. And get our fish wire pulled off here. We will take the grommet that we drilled the hole in and put our positive wire through first so we can get that fused link in, followed by the ground wire. And then we're going to set that off to the side for now. Then the kit's going to come with some self-tappers that will just mount the outlet in. Of course, we want to make sure there's nothing behind where we're going to be drilling into, and then it's kind of up to your creativity of what you can find as far as spacing for it. And we're going to take the grommet and get that back into place. Should just snap right back in. Draw out all the extra slack and make sure in the vehicle that that's routed the way we'd like. And we're going to fill the hole up around the wiring with silicone. Take the end that looks like a headphone jack, and we'll just put that right through the grommet that we've opened up. And then we'll just get this down to about where the portable system's going to be living. Now we've got our two wires that we need to deal with. We're going to set the power wire aside for now and handle the ground. And we found a stud that's going to work. It is a 10mm nut on that stud. It is located right by that brake booster where we came through for the firewall punch through. We'll get that loose. And then with that ring terminal on the stud, we'll just go ahead and tighten the nut back up. Our battery is located on the passenger, so we do not have enough wire here to be able to reach the positive terminal for the battery. They do not include any butt connectors, but we are going to cut off the provided blade, strip back the wire, and then we're going to add a yellow butt connector here and get that crimped. Now I've got a piece of wire that's going to be more than long enough to get us over to the positive, so I'm going to add that into our other side of the yellow butt connector. These are not provided with the kit, as I had mentioned, so please do pick those up from etrailer.com, and you can also get a section of wire if need be. And we'll go ahead and crimp that other side. And then we're going to come back with a heat gun and get that all shrunk down. I've routed the wire up along the back of the engine compartment here, just using zip ties to tie off to the clamp points all along that. And we're going to take our end that is going to the battery, get that stripped, and then put on a ring terminal. Here on the battery positive post, we've got a set of nuts and studs that we'll be able to use. They've already utilized this center one for the light system. So I'm going to remove that same nut in the center and then add this ring terminal. That is a 12 millimeter to remove that. With all of our connections in place, we're going to go ahead and just double check that we've got everything zip tied out of the way, avoiding any hot or moving parts, and then we're going to triple check our RTV down at the grommet as well. And then we will set the box in place, getting the jaws around the brake pedal, and then there's a button on top you'll push to release and grab onto that brake pedal. Take the power supply off of the unit and plug that into our 12-volt outlet. Push the setup button here. That should cycle, and that will find its positioning. Once we've got the solid green light, that is going to be our indicator it is ready. And that's going to do for our look at and installation of our Roadmaster 12-volt outlet kit on our 2018 Jeep Wrangler JL. My name's Ian with eTrailer, and I appreciate you watching.